Welcome back everybody to the Unrivaled Projectile channel. Today I'm going to do an example video for what the NASCAR Heat 4 last the first career mode series would look like for you guys. So going to jump on in. So this is going to be done with the manual transmission, no brake smoothing, same stuff as Heat 5 stuff, but would be either on an easy or normal AI difficulty. Full damage still 13%. I do single stage racing and the driving aids would stay the same. So we're going to go ahead and save that and then start the career. I'll meet back up with you guys once I get the initial setup done. So kind of like I mentioned before, Warren's back. He was just copy and pasted from Heat 4 to Heat 5. Going to try to do a double length episode so we can get a glimpse into the first 3 races of the regular season. Going to skip practice and qualifying, jump straight into the race, and that's going to be kind of the regular for this series. We're going to kind of figure out as we go, but it does help because of the AI being on that easy mode. So we should be able to do kind of what the title for the series is, that last the first challenge, and it's every single race. Kind of see those challenges pop up on some games every once in a while, but for this series it is purely last the first challenge every single race. So would start out in a 3-star ride for each series, then going to move up to a 4 and 5-star ride, and then at that point, and we have to win a championship in each ride before we can move on to the next. So that's the main thing. You're always competing for a championship no matter what you ride. And then after, I would compete in every single tier of team within each series. Then I would go in and I would start my own team. So, and obviously work my way up each season, working from dirt to truck to Xfinity to cup racing. So just, I'll kind of repeat that throughout this video, just to kind of remind you of what we're doing here, what we'd be doing here in this series. More than anything, it would give us, it's going to be a lot more action-packed maybe than what the NASCAR Heat 5 series is at the moment. So, as you can see here, we're up to 3rd. Probably not going to get first this race, but we were able to do this, as you saw there, no practice, no qualifying. Granted, we have been racing dirt lately, especially these early races, a lot, and NASCAR Heat 5, and it is that copy and paste model from this game. However, we have not been lapping that great, and yeah, so just trying to make the best of what we have here. And obviously with the 3-star ride, which is what we start out with, that's going to be the hardest season of every series. So that first season and each series is going to be the hardest. And then it should slowly get easier and easier to win that championship. When we go to a 5-star ride, it basically makes it so the goal every single week is to get a win, just because the performance of the car is usually there, even though it's from the back of the pack every single week. So got the first race done, and let's see here, going through the summer stuff, skipping through most of it. It's all the same as what we've been looking at with the NASCAR Heat 5 series. So again, we're just speed running through, especially these hot seat races, just trying to give you a glimpse into this and really trying to give you a look at the beginning of what a career would look like as far as difficulty. I have it set to easy right now, but obviously that could be bumped up to the normal difficulty, or even I guess the hard difficulty. But I think the hard difficulty is going to be just a bit too hard to really make this a last and first type of series. So again, skipping right through practice and qualifying, that is a standard for each race.
Almost ready.
And a lot of times what I'll probably do is just cut through those, or jump through those cutscenes.
Clear all around.
I wouldn't even show you guys those, and I'd just show you us going into the race. Now, if you would like to see that we're not practicing or qualifying each race, I can obviously show you guys that. But we obviously wouldn't have to show you guys that with no practice, no qualifying. So should be a 4-star ride. You can already see how fast we're moving. Now the main thing that we'd have to contend with, especially with the easy difficulty, is not running into people. It's okay to run into people some, in the dirt series, but obviously as we would move up through the series, bumping into people is less and less encouraged. So
Great job, driver. That's a fast lap right there.
and for those of you who kind of know these, know the games, know the sport, the shorter tracks, especially as we move up, are going to be the hardest. We're not going to pit. We probably could. I guess that's another rule we could implement, is I'd have to drive,
Be ready.
so I'd have to pit every time.
Hammer down.
You guys would kind of have to let me know on that.
5 to go.
I think that would be an interesting rule to add in there, that every time there's a caution we have to pit, just to add a little bit of complexity to
All right, you're clear.
these races. So yeah, like I was saying, for those who know the sport, obviously the races with Trucks Cup Xfinity are going to be tougher at a track like Martinsville or Bristol, and not quite as hard at a track such as like a Michigan. So yeah, let me know about that pitting rule. as well as what difficulty we should go with for this series. I think we could do it in either the normal or the easy difficulty. So I'll go with whatever you guys would like me to go with there. So and back past these guys.
What a dominating performance by you. Nice job.
Get first place. Oh, something we'd have to get used to is skipping past that burnout stage. And let's see here. Again, skipping through all the hot seat stuff. Just trying to get through to those first three races of the regular season. So, yeah, going ahead to this race. Give me a second to get a drink. Alrighty. Jumping into the race again. No practice, no qualifying. Stock setup. I believe this is a 5-star ride now, since we would have completed our sim contracts from both our 3-star ride and 4-star ride, or the hot seat offers, I guess. They both had goal positions, which we well surpassed. Here we have a goal position of 3rd, but starting in the back once again, just with a 5-star ride this time. Try not to run into too many people, but you can kind of see, or maybe you can't, but a little bit tough to keep the car off people. So and that would obviously get easier once we get out of dirt, I think. Just these cars slide around so much, so but really doing our best not to touch anybody. So going to chase down the leaders here. We should have no problem passing them. And if we decide to continue the series, I would probably just alternate episodes between this and our NASCAR Heat 5 series. So getting into some lap traffic.
You're clear there.
I'm going to keep going. The other way we could make these races more difficult, a little bit more entertaining, especially as we worked our way up through the series, is we could do 7% races versus the 13%. It's going to shrink the amount of laps. It may even take away cautions, which would take away that possible rule of having to pit every caution. However, it would cut down on the amount of laps and make it more entertaining, I believe, overall. So you'd have to let me know on that. Again, not committing to doing this series yet, but wanted to give you guys that example of what it would look like to kind of what I'm thinking for this career mode series. So I would do this on Heat 5, but we can only run one season at a time, one career mode at a time on
You're all clear up top.
Heat 5, so we're just going ahead and
Last lap.
doing it on Heat 4 instead. I have both, so might as well use them. So yeah, I'm going to bring it home here, and
Great job, driver.
yeah, we'll move on to the normal career mode, or move on to a 3-star ride, and make sure that I get you some true in-game part of the career mode racing. So I'm going to try and move through this as quickly as possible. We're going to join a team. We're going to join that 3-star ride, slowly move our way up. We'll join the 7 car. So why not? And then start the season. I feel like we could definitely progress quicker in the this Heat 4 career mode as well. I don't know if you guys saw that. We were offered hot seat rides already for the truck series, which is something we haven't even done in our Heat 5 career mode. So we're going to jump in, do the first 3 races here, and then we'll call it an episode. But going to get through the first 3 races. So again, practice and qualifying are skipped. No changes to the car.
We're going
The
green.
incentive contract is only a top 20, but we should be perfectly okay to do that.
You're
And
clear there.
always choosing the hardest incentive contracts, so we get the most money put towards
All clear.
that my team when we get to that point. Obviously it ends up being quite a ways down the line.
Top.
However, it's good
You're
to
clear.
have all the money that we need there, so you can kind of
Outside.
see,
You're all clear up top there.
can definitely pick people right off. And I think it'll just kind of depend on the race whether we can catch those leaders in a 3-star ride or if we cannot.
You're all clear up top there.
Um,
All right, 10 to go. Keep it nice.
should definitely have plenty of speed to contend for a championship, but
Car there on the
shouldn't
inside. You got
have
room.
too much
You're clear.
problem.
That was your best lap ever. Got one peeking outside.
Yeah,
All clear.
shouldn't have too much problem getting up towards the front and contending, but will ultimately comes down to what we can do in the playoffs, because
Wow, that was your best lap
we have
ever.
to win that last
You're clear there.
race to move on. So like I said, that first season is going to be the hardest. However,
Careful, still there.
there
Keep it up. That
are
was your
ways
best
that
lap
we
ever.
can
All right, clear outside.
keep it interesting for the entire length of this series as well. So yeah, not sure if we're going to be able to catch the leader here.
Careful.
Try not to hit this car to my right.
You got room. You're clear.
Yet still make up some time. So I think we're going to just run out of time.
Go. You got this.
We so not likely to win this particular race, but we'll definitely have races that we can win.
You're all clear up top.
Obviously, we're going to be towards the top of the standings here.
You just posted your best lap ever. Got a car high now?
So, getting into the lap car there, competing for
You're clear there.
second place.
Now.
Yeah, Stewart is way up there. Only 3 laps left. It's going to be a bit of a
Car there on the outside. Got a car
long
out.
shot to get up there. However, we're going to give her a try.
You're clear all around there. Inside.
And obviously, this is
Clear low there.
not very realistic at all. It's more of a entertainment and
Careful.
arcade-ish type series, keeping that
White flag
almost
in the
like
air.
simulation type racing for the NASCAR Heat 5 series, but this definitely allows us to just have a little bit more fun with these games. So, second in our first race, and we're going to move on to the next one. I also think maybe we could do these extended videos for this particular series, just depending. These are what I'm missing for whatever reason on Heat 5, where we get the messages from people at the end of races, but not a huge deal. Second race is going to be Drubbin. As we've seen, hard track in our NASCAR Heat 5 series, skipping practice and qualifying. However, shouldn't be too big of a deal
Ready.
here in this last of first
Green flag.
series. So I'm going to
You're all clear up top there.
actually, you know what, guys? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to demonstrate a normal difficulty here for the AI. Going to kind of play with some of the different AI difficulties for these first 3 races. So, jumped out of that one, not a big deal. We'll jump back into it and skip practice and qualifying again, and then that'll give you a better idea on what we should be doing as far as that AI difficulty,
All right, man.
if we decide to
Are you ready now?
continue the series.
Green's out now. Let's
So,
go.
and if it's a bit far out there, perfectly okay. We'll drop it and we'll just continue with Heat 5.
Looking inside now.
And maybe look at another career series
Top 3. Use it.
and a different game. But I'd definitely like to have
Hold the line.
2 or 3, probably 3 max career series going, especially as we're trying to pick up some traction on the channel,
Car outside. Hold the line.
both in the car and as a channel. So
10 to go.
yeah, so as you can see, not moving up through the field as quickly in this normal difficulty with skipping practice and qualifying. This is, as we know, a harder track. However, we are still definitely way up there in terms of where the car performance should be. So Yeah, and next race we'll do a hard AI difficulty.
Clear all around there.
Definitely not going to be as competitive with that hard AI. But we should still be able to complete our incentive contracts. The only thing with the hard AI difficulty is I'm not sure if we could win a championship in each level of car. That would be the toughest part of it all. Is going to be
Laps to go.
competing for that championship at the end of the season on the
Car high, careful.
hard AI difficulty. We'd have a
Car high,
good
careful.
shot making it to the playoffs, especially at some of our easier
Got
tracks.
room, you're clear there.
But winning that one-off race at the end of the season is where it would stay very difficult. So, yeah, you'll just have to kind of let me know. Running
White flag.
just outside the top 5 here. We got 5th place right up in front of us here. Don't think we're going to be able to snag that place
White
quite
flag is in the air.
this race. It's only going to be a possibility if he gets caught up in lap traffic here in this last corner.
Careful there. All right, you're clear.
He is not. So going to bring home a 6th place finish here in the 3-star ride on normal mode, starting from the back. And then we'll move on to the hard AI difficulty, and which is a step below the legend difficulty that we are doing in NASCAR Heat 5. So, also kind of a look at what it would be like for us to race on that hard difficulty in NASCAR Heat 5. So also let me know on that after watching how we do in this race. Granted, we're going to be qualifying in that series, but overall our performance is going to stay very much the same,
Hammer down, green down.
and we'd only be doing that hard, and I forgot to switch the difficulty. Give me just a second. We'd only be doing that hard difficulty for the AI for the dirt series. So now that we've got that setting change, we go back again, skip qualifying and practice, and start from the rear, see where we end up. So most of this is going to stay
Almost ready.
uncut, I believe. I've been talking for most of the time. So I'm not sure where we're going to end up as far as time. You guys will have to let me know what you think of the longer episode. I think it's definitely going to be longer than
All right.
what I usually upload. We'll just have to see.
Got one peeking outside.
I definitely think if we went with the shorter race lengths in this series, that we would do probably the 6 races like we're doing in this episode. So I have to just kind of let me know on that. 10 laps left. Again, this is a 3-star ride on the hard AI difficulty. Start at the back of the pack, running down the top 10. Not sure if we're going to be able to pick our way through this pack of cars. Not sure if we have quite enough pace to do that, but we're going to give it a try. And this is actually the race that we'd be in for that championship at the end of the season with this 3-star ride. If we were to go with this hard difficulty and this career mode, so it'll give us a basis on really if we'd be competitive enough to win a championship to move on up to the 4-star ride. So considering that Tony Stewart is likely to make it into the final 4 cars in the playoffs, and the fact that he is a half a lap in front of us, not likely that we would win the championship. In this hard mode, I definitely think it'd be possible. In the normal, it'd be a challenge, but I think with this hard difficulty, it'd be nearly impossible to get it done. But I will go with whatever you guys want if you want me to keep doing this series. So lots of different options that we can run with this career mode. I'm just kind of leaving it up to you. And again, we don't even have to keep on doing this series. So we're going to bring it home in 6th once again. And that is 6 races done, and I think, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so. So as you can see there, we're sitting in 3rd in the standings after those 3 races on the 3 different difficulties. So we'll head back to the main menu and kind of wrap things up. Again, I'll go through some of the different options once again. Team has momentum, something we haven't seen in the Heat 5 career mode yet, but I'm sure we will get there. I'm not going to. We're going to make this a 7 race episode, guys. Going to keep it on that hard AI difficulty. It's going to give us a judge with the trucks where we are at. This is a 3-star ride, I believe. So it's going to give us an idea. And this may be the first time I have even put myself in a truck while on a sim wheel. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Not having had practice. So it's going to be a massive learning curve here with this race. So, not able to do anything yet.
Car outside, hold your line.
Just kind of
Stay low.
try to learn what it's like on wheel, because I have never really done anything on paved. I ran a few quick races before I started recording career mode
Peeking inside.
episodes on NASCAR Heat 5, but I have not done much since. So definitely getting a unique feel. Having to lift quite a bit through the center of the corner here. Note to self, do not change cameras coming out of the corner. So lucky that we didn't DNF there. I'm going to pit. I'm going to go down on the wedge some. That's going to loosen up my car, or truck rather, and we're going to drive from the back once again. And goal position, I believe, is 25th. So we are right up there when we wrecked. Obviously that wreck affected some other trucks here. That feels a little bit better. We're able to pull it wide open there. I'm not sure how that will feel with other trucks around us, but we're going to give it a try. We're even able to run that high line some. So those slow trucks at the start obviously got us away from the pack there, but we are slowly catching up, and we're still a bit tight pushing up the track, and getting a bit unsettled coming out of the corners. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it is, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the truck wobble from side to side as we're going into the straightaways, but it's definitely there. Something we're going to have to get used to, and give Cobb a little bit of a love tap there. Back in the gas. Going to try to stick it to the bottom here. We're able to do so.
Alright, you're clear. Keep digging. 10 to go.
Got 10 laps to go. Ran up high there. We have 9 laps of fuel left. So possibility that we need to pit. So that could make things interesting as well, as I definitely have never tried to enter the pits. So we could be in for all the fun here as we go into this truck race. So again, a little bit of a bonus race here. Was not planning on this, but really fun that we get to here. Kind of give you a bit of a raw reaction to truck racing, and even how these settings look further down in the career. So had that wreck up in front of us. I think if we stay out here, we will have enough fuel that we do not have to pit. So we're going to try that again. just a hot seat race, so not much to lose
All right, man.
here.
Coming to the green. All ready.
But a lot to gain. We could end up pulling off an upset win here in our very first race in the truck series. So, I can feel. Yeah, I'm just still trying to learn what this is going to feel like. I know what it feels like on controller, because I've raced a lot on controller, but learning the same feelings is definitely a lot different on the wheels. So, got shoved up the track, going to get in the wall there.
Nice and easy. You're 3 wide. You got a car low now.
Yeah, so dropping back here. I'm guessing they all got tires, so we're on older tires.
Outside.
It's going to hinder us quite a bit. And
Careful. Still there.
but it gives you guys the ability to see how we're
Still there inside.
handling in traffic around other guys. So it's also a good, not only a learning experience for me, but also for you guys, just to
Got a car low now.
see what this career mode would look like against the wall again off of
Got one up top.
turn number 4 there. We've got quite a bit of damage. I don't like to do it, but I think we are going to go to the pits. We're going to loosen this thing up a bit more. Hopefully those fresh tires are going to help us out here. But we're not going to have many laps here then. That may have even said, yeah, we're in overtime, which means we have
Just a couple more turns.
2 laps
Here to go.
to gain 5 or 6 positions. So definitely getting a big run through the corner.
Stay on the bottom.
Not sure if that's the new tires or
You're clear there.
the overall AI difficulty.
All clear. Got one down.
And we got sent up into the wall, and not going to be able to get that 25th place that we needed. So a bit unfortunate there, but it does kind of give us a gauge there. So going to try to go back to the main menu again and wrap this up. So no money there. Got 14 fans, which is pretty big. But yeah, that was a 3-star ride. And we want to keep these guys happy. No, we didn't race the cleanest there, but we're also just kind of thrown into it. So again, I'll go through some options here. We can go easy, normal, or hard difficulty here. We can mess with the race length in this career mode. We could also go up to 25% if we wanted to. We could mess with some of the caution flags, the stages we could mess with. I think that's about it. Could also throw in the rule of having to pit every caution. I think we kind of saw there at Texas in the trucks, how hard that would be. But yeah, just kind of let me know what you guys think. If we want to keep doing this series and what signs we want to go with. But that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Yeah, just let me know what you want, and we'll see you in the next one.